I think it's good for us to get on the road, and we've been home a long time. And when you get on the road, you kind of find that edge because of the circumstances, being in other people's buildings against other fans and that type of stuff. So I think it's going to be good for us to get back out on the road and help us kind of band back together and spend all that time we can together.
In the games that have been road struggles, like a lot of guys have talked about it being an effort thing from the beginning. I guess, what have you seen just in the way that they've handled that aspect of knowing that is a really important component?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a lack of effort from our guys. What I look at it and what I see is there's a consistency that we're looking for, and then again, it's the ability to go out and finish plays, whether it's defensive assignments, whether it's offensive execution. You go back and watch our road struggles, and we did a lot of good things. We just didn't finish. And for us, that's the mentality that we have to have. It's we have to finish all those things.
And then kind of look, I know I asked a little bit about this history, but when you look at these first two months of the season, what stats do you look at to kind of look at how you guys are progressing?
Obviously we spend a ton of time focused on our defense and understanding, the things that we've done well that have put us in this position, and then things that we can continue to improve. We look at, the different coverages, our man defense versus our zone defense, how we've played pick and roll coverages and teams' efficiency in those things, what our switches look like, and then offensively, we try to just focus on the shots that we've created. And we've done a good job of creating good shots. And again, that's part of that finish thing that we're talking about is, now you got to make some of those. We obviously study our pace, those things that are part of the bigger picture, but how we can improve on them to make us even better.
How helpful is it having 2 practice days in a row at this point in the season?
You feel the difference as a coach for sure. The opportunity to spend quality time on, not only preparation, but solving some of your own issues. And, being able to have conversations with guys, get their input, and go out and implement those things as well. So, from a coach's standpoint, the more time, the better. But it just gives you an opportunity to really hone in and focus on, areas of improvement, but also areas where you've had slippage because you haven't been able to practice as much.
How often do you have that opportunity to kind of do some self-scouting throughout the season as opposed to having the game plan for other teams?
It's as much of it is, a forward-looking thing is after every game, you watch and evaluate yourself. And that's how you know tomorrow what you can work on, what you need to improve on, what your focus needs to be. What we've tried to do is set a standard for how we play, and we don't change because of every single opponent. Our thought is, can we get great at something that most nights is going to give us a chance to win? There's going to be some nights where it just doesn't work against a certain opponent. But over 82 games, you do it well enough, can it give you enough chances to be successful? So we try to study ourselves as much as we can.
So what has the focus been on these 2 days going over that stuff?
We've tried to find ways to get easier baskets. We've talked about, playing a little bit faster off of misses, throwing the ball ahead a little bit more, and then what our spacing looks like in transition. That's been one of the real focuses.
The chargeback, do you plan on leaving Ricky here to practice?
Ricky will be with us.
What is the most of Mike has done so far? I know the loss of Vegas is probably very smaller, but he's doing a great job of charging.
Yeah, that's what we expected of Mike, and that's why we gave him the opportunity to have the job. We know his approach, how prepared he is, his ability to relate to players and that type of stuff, his ability to carry out assignments. We watched him do it, so we knew that giving him this opportunity that he would be successful at it.
I've asked you a lot this season about Jarrett and how important he is to the defense, but Evan looked it up on NBA.com. He's the second most isolations defended against this entire season. Just that one-on-one component that he brings to the table and stopping guys, how important is that to what you guys do, especially when you have somebody behind him doing that too?
It's when you're building for something, and whether that's this year, next year, 2 years from now, you look at what happens when the games matter most. And how many times, we've talked about it, you see big guys can't play in fourth quarters or they can't play in playoffs because they can't switch and guard the guy in front of them. So being able to have a guy like that who can switch and guard smaller players, you know, it gives you an opportunity to stay in your identity in fourth quarters or, you know, hopefully in the playoffs. And you don't have to go and try to create something new. And force teams now to make an adjustment or make different decisions because you have guys that can play at that size, can dominate you on the paint on the offensive glass if you want to put smalls out there. But again, they can come out and they can defend and keep the ball in front of them as well. Thank you, guys.